What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mr. Almighty Lewis back at you with another video. Oh yeah, and today we're going to be talking about how to build your small circle as an introvert. All right, so if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe because this is where it is. Almighty Lewis got you covered. If you're an introvert, this is the channel where you need to be. And if you know somebody who's an introvert, then please let them know, because this is the channel they have to be watching in order for every single introvert out there to grow and to tap into their fullest potential, and at the same time get what they want out of life with the personal development that's integrated into this channel as well. So yeah, so make sure you subscribe, hit the notification icon, make sure you hit that like button as well, and please comment down below if you have any comments as far as like the videos I make, or if there's a specific topic that you want me to make in this channel. I'll be more than happy to do so. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. So as an introvert, as an introvert, you're probably already aware of this, but most introverts, we like to have our little small circle of friends. So it's not like we have like friends all over the world, right? Or we have like 10, 20 friends in our city or anything around those lines, right? For the most part, we have like maybe 3 or 4. And you as an introvert, if you've realized this, you probably built already your little small circle, but perhaps you're trying to refine it, or perhaps you don't know if you're an introvert just yet and you're watching this video out of curiosity and you want to learn how to build that little small circle of people, right? You want to know exactly how do you select those few number of people. That way, you have very good relationships around you, relationships that are actually very nurturing and that actually bring value to your life instead of sucking the life out of you and sucking the value out of you, and then you feel very unhappy, because that's usually what happens, when the value is not very reciprocated within your relationships. What ends up happening is that you feel very uncomfortable in those relationships. You feel like something's wrong, and for the most part, you're not able to really tell what exactly it is until you dig deeper and you find out that this person really isn't an exact match for you, so you pretty much have to drop him. But anyway, how do you actually select these people? Because it's important, because these people will matter a lot, especially as an introvert, because as an introvert, it's not like we're very comfortable going out there and talking to the entire world and having the time to really connect deeply with everybody, because as you may know, introverts take a very, very, very long time in order to create a very deep relationship, a relationship that carries trust, that carries a very deep connection. And that's just not going to happen with 1 or 2 times that you meet that person. It's impossible. Even if it's introvert to introvert, it's still going to take a little bit of time to develop that trust. And so in this video, I want to teach you exactly how to actually find the right people. That way, you have a very good, well-built small circle of people who you can rely on and who you can trust. So first things first, you might have already tried it or you might have not. If you've never tried it, just be aware that this is going to take practice. This is going to take, you consistently going out there and meeting people, and you're going to mess up at the beginning. And if you've tried this already, maybe you have a little small circle built already, or you want to refine it, you've probably already gone through this stage where you pretty much know that it's going to take a while. You're going to go through a few people, and a few people are just not going to treat you very well. You're not going to feel very comfortable, and you're going to make mistakes left and right, and you're just going to be forced to pretty much cut relationships left and right. And perhaps, you as an introvert, you're a very nice person, and so it feels very wrong. It feels very, there's just that feeling that you feel very like guilty, having to cut people off, because, at the end of the day, sometimes you do have to cut people that are very nice, but they're just not good and healthy for your life. I personally have had to do that, where, this person was like very nice, but that person was just not a good fit, and so I had to drop that person. And unfortunately, no, I don't talk to that person anymore, because that person was really taking more value out of me than I was getting in return. And so you always have to be careful with this. So that's that. Always acknowledge the fact that at first it's going to take some time. You're going to be approaching people, and some people are just going to be good, some people are not, and you're going to have weird feelings about this person and that person, whatever, right? So the only way to really facilitate this and make the process easier is to, first of all, know yourself. So pretty much this channel here is to help you really understand yourself. So if you're an introvert, this channel will help you understand your introversion, because understanding your introversion will really help you understand yourself. And that's really where every relationship really starts, because you have to understand who you are. Once you understand who you are, you understand what your values are, you understand what you like and what you don't like, you understand your standards, you understand, everything about yourself, what you value out of life, then that's when you can start going out there and actually start pursuing some relationships, whether that's friendships, whether you're a guy trying to get a girlfriend or you're a girl trying to get a boyfriend. This is really where it starts. You have to really know yourself. And this is a very simple first step, yet a lot of people don't do it. A lot of people don't take the time to really study themselves and know themselves. They really want to just jump into, creating those relationships without really acknowledging who they are in the first place. And you know what? That's fine. Some people like to just jump in there, create the relationships, and pretty much learn about themselves as they go. And that's pretty much what happens. They go into very toxic relationships, and then in those relationships, they kind of learn a little bit about themselves, as opposed to just pretty much learning about themselves beforehand, just to avoid, going through so many misfortunes, or at least prolonging them for a very long time. Because you still will go through some here and there, even if you know yourself, because the thing is, when you get into a relationship, whether that's a friendship or a romantic relationship, or any sort of relationship, you start to learn a little bit, you start to go even deeper into yourself. So relationships are, in essence, very helpful in order to understand yourself, but you can do a little bit of work before you start, and that's really what you need to do. You need to really put in that work to really know yourself. So in order to do that, you have to understand who you are. So if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're an introvert, so this channel, like I said, is going to help you understand introversion. Now, if you don't want to stick around in my channel, you can always go and study introversion elsewhere, but study what is an introvert. Study yourself. Study what little nuances you have. Study your weaknesses, study your strengths, study the things that really make you happy, study your passions, find those. Go and explore life. That's pretty much the gist of this. You have to understand yourself. Because that way, you experience things, you start to see what you like and what you don't like. And depending on these things, once you know these things, once you know yourself to such a degree, then you can start looking elsewhere and start to build relationships from that point on. Because you already know yourself. You know the things that you like and that you don't like. And so, here's the thing. When you're building a relationship, you want to build a relationship with someone who shares the same values as you do. So, never try to build a relationship with somebody whose values are completely different from yours and they completely contradict yours, because at that point, you're just not going to get along with that person. You're not. No matter how hard you guys try, no matter how nice the other person is, if the values are very different, most likely that relationship is just going to terminate. It's going to go to the gutter, and it's just not going to work out. And then you're going to be asking yourself, what happened? I mean, this person is really nice. It looks like this person gets along with everybody. Why couldn't I make it work? Well, because you guys didn't share the same values. You guys didn't have the same vision, the same ambition, the same hustle, as you, as an introvert. Maybe you as an introvert, you value hard work, you value work ethic, you value the hustle mentality, and you value, passion. And so you're looking for friendships and maybe a romantic partner who shares those things. You want a romantic partner who also has passion, who also has a very high work ethic and is always up in the morning ready to go, just like you are, because those things are important. Now, of course, like I said, only the values have to match. Everything else, there's things that you don't value as much. So it's very important that you segment your values, depending on, there's like the non-negotiable values, which are pretty much your priority ones, the ones that matter the most to you. Like, these are the ones that you just will not compromise. Like, these are the values that you will never give up, no matter if they pay you $1 million, no matter if they threaten you to kill you or something. You just won't give up these values, because these values are just very important. So they can be values like you value passion over money or something like that. So your value is always passion, meaning that you'll always pursue passion, meaning that you'll rather do something for free but that you love and that you have a passion for, as opposed to doing something that you don't really like. There's no passion in there, but it's gonna pay off a lot. You'd rather just go and do the thing that for free, because there's passion and you value passion over money. And so that's just a rough example there, but you have to understand what your values are and then start to pursue your relationships from from that standpoint, where, you start to see the other person's values and see if they match. And so the thing is that why, the small circles usually tend to not stay the same for quite a while is because people change. Perhaps right now you may have your values established. You value certain things, but here's the thing. That's why you have to explore. That's why you have to really test things out in the field, and you constantly want to be putting yourself out there because, based on these experiences will teach you new things about what you value and what you don't. And so who knows, maybe right now you've tried a certain amount of things, and based on those things, you've developed certain values. But once you try a whole new scope of things, your values may actually change. Maybe they don't, but maybe they do. Either maybe these values become even stronger now after those experiences because you're like, okay, I definitely don't like those things. Or perhaps, you go and you try those experiences and you're like, oh, wait a second, maybe I shouldn't value that thing so much because I just experienced this and now this taught me a whole new, thing. It gave me awareness. And so now I value, this a little bit more than this. And so that's really how it goes. And so you have to be open to that because that can happen to you and that can happen to the other person who you're currently friends with, you're currently in a relationship with. Those values can change from one day to, well, not one day to another, but, they can change over time. And so you have to be aware of that. Now, small circle, right? So you're building your small circle. So you go and you become very selective. So, there's a lot of people, of course, who, share the same values as you do. But the next thing you want to do in your small little circle is that you just want, from those people, you want to pick the ones that you naturally just feel drawn towards as far as like energy goes. So this is the part where you use your intuition. So this isn't so much about technicality. This is just about feeling. Like, how do you feel around that person? Is it very easy to talk to that person? Or do you find yourself that, it's a little bit hard, you kind of struggle. You kind of have to think a lot about what you're going to say before you talk to this person. If that's the case, that's probably not a person you want in your small circle, because the people in your small circle, you should be able to talk to them with ease. You should be able to open up and feel like, it's very easy to just communicate whatever it is that you feel, very naturally. And you don't have to really filter anything beforehand, because if you feel like you have to filter, then this is probably not the right person, even though they might share the same values. The energy is just not there. This isn't a natural chemistry that's happening between you and the other person, and you just have to drop that person. Maybe it may sound harsh, it may sound this and that, but believe me, it's better for them, it's better for you. That way both of you don't waste your time trying to force something that's not really going to work. And so you have to move on and try to find another person that you do share that natural chemistry with, that person who, it's just very easy, it just comes very natural to talk to that person, and you don't have to put in so much effort, because relationships are really built on that. They should be built naturally. And so usually these people that you are naturally drawn towards, for the most part, they're going to share the same values as you do. Not always, but for the most part, they already are going to share the same values, because the energy is pretty much the same. So that's another thing you want to be looking for. Another thing you want to be looking for is there any sort of value that this other person can bring to your life? Something that can cover a particular weakness in your life. So perhaps you have a little small circle, but you want your small circle to also be a little bit resourceful, because the last thing you want is to not be able to rely on that little small circle for a specific thing. Like, everybody should be able to support each other. So even though you guys share the same values, each of you guys should have something unique about yourselves. Obviously, you don't want a clone. You don't want an exact replica of who you are. You want somebody who's a little bit different than you are, of course, but that still shares the same values. So yes, I may have this very strong work ethic. That person may have a very strong work ethic, but who knows? Maybe I am a writer. I'm an artist, right? And this other person is a computer programmer. So that's the computer guy. That's the guy who knows all the tech. I'm the guy who knows how to write. I'm the universal writer. Maybe I would like to read books, and I understand writing. I understand complex words. While this person over there understands computers. They understand, how a computer works and everything and all of that. And so you always want to be looking for that diversification, because it's always good to have that in a relationship where both people are very diverse and they're both pursuing different things, but yet, the same values still apply at the foundational level. So that's very important. So that's pretty much how you build your little small circle. You got to look for those things. You got to look for the chemistry. You got to look for the values. And of course, you got to look for some sort of resourcefulness that you can tap into from this other person as well, because they are part of your small circle. And so, yeah. And at the end, once you go deep into the relationship, obviously, you want to find out if, this is a person you can trust. This is a person you can be vulnerable with, because that's really the ultimate stage. If you can trust them, if you can be vulnerable with them, you can trust them with your deepest secrets, then pretty much you found somebody who you can maintain in your little small circle. And that's pretty much how you build your little small circle. Look, you don't need like 5, 10, 20 friends. You only need 3 or 4, but 3 or 4 that are of quality. So us introverts, as you may know, we value quality over quantity, and this is how you develop the quality. Yes, like I said, this is going to be a little bit of hard work, because you're going to have to analyze a lot of people. And yes, even though you may know what you're already looking for, believe me, it's going to be a little bit hard to go out there and actually find the right people who share the same values and who you feel very comfortable with, and who have that diversification when it comes to, what they do and stuff like that. So yeah. So pretty much that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, and make sure you comment if you have any comments as far as this video goes. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.